Wake y'all punk asses up. You know what day, you know what time it is. It's the Gemix 12 noon right here on Scratch Vision. Thank you for taking time out to listen to us and the rest of the Scratch Vision family. Of course, this is the almighty, the war famous, the Gemix. I am Breezy Taylor along with
Samoy Swagger.
DJ Soyo.
And do we have a show for you? We are actually in the presence of DC hip hop royalty. DC hip hop history right here. The very first group out DC signed to a major label, Questionmark Asylum. Thank you, brothers, for gracing us with your presence. And of course, we got friend and family on the show, ADST. Right, Shotgun. And the fifth member of the group. That's how it be. So brothers, man, first of all, how y'all doing, man? What's going on with y'all?
Fantastic, man. We blessed. We here. So that's all that matters. We here. We were able to wake up today and make it here and come talk to y'all. So that's a blessing.
Again, you know, I thank y'all for responding to my, you know what I'm saying, to my question about having y'all come on. You know, I was telling Eddie, you know, off air, like, I'm a fan of music. You know, I'm a hip hop fan. I'm originally from the West, but I grew up, you know, in the golden era when there really wasn't no East to West before East to West, you know, broke. So I'm just a fan of music, and I moved to Georgia, suburbs outside of Atlanta, '94, from Hawaii, and so in '96 is when I saw the Look Away video. So I'm just fresh back in the country, United States. From Hawaii, so now I'm getting a chance to hear some hip hop that I didn't get a chance to hear. And Look Away for me at that time was such a fresh breath air. You know what I'm saying? And I loved how y'all had fun in the video. You know, how y'all having little dance battles, you know, in the video. And it looked like y'all just enjoying being in the moment. So I wanted to ask you, as much fun as it looked like you had in the videos, was it really that much fun?
Yeah. Hey, you know why it was so fun? Because the way technology is now, everybody wasn't privileged to get access to the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it was fun and dangerous. What was dangerous? I'ma tell you, it's dangerous. It's dangerous performing at BET, getting off Teen Summit, and then a limo drops you off at Dog Hill in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Doing the cracker. The whole neighborhood see a white limo say, he must got money.
Food.
I have a funny story for y'all. When I first moved up here, just like you, I'm from El Paso. I'm not from here originally. So when I moved out here, and I was just starting to meet people, and I lived in Oxon Hill when I first was here. And I remember this, I met a couple girls or whatever. They actually got into an argument, like a real live shouting match from like this, face to face, over who they knew in y'all's video. They went at it, and I was like, what? I mean, I like the song, So they were like, you don't know him. I do not know. You lying. Oh.
Y'all here causing arguments.
So I thought y'all would get a kick out of that. That's an absolute true story.
They probably lived in my building. They probably lived in my building.
Yeah.
I thought y'all would get
Might have been a
kick out of
neighbor.
that. That's an absolute.
Speaking of that, hold on real quick. We got to shout out Fist Dog.
Fizzy Womack.
Fizzy Womack. He's not in the building with us today. We got to shout him out. Unfortunately, it was death in the family, so we had to handle that. So that's why he's not here. So Fist Dog, that's the other member of the group. So if y'all don't see him, let's shout him out.
Fizzy Wo.
So how did it feel at the time being a groundbreaker, being the first group out of DC signed to a major label? How was that?
Man, it was a lot of opportunity, but with opportunity, especially in a small little frame, it bring a lot of hate. Yeah, You develop an instinct. You could scan the room as soon as you walk in it, and you could feel where the heat at. And I guess that's just a time before cameras. You had to have natural instinct. But at one time, I caught beef in the grocery store with my daughter about that group. Yeah, I'm in the man. I got my daughter in one hand and a bag of oranges in the other. I hear in the background, look at that Bama ass nigga.
Those was the key words. You was a Bama back then when you was rapping.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Real life.
One question.
No, real life.
It's funny you say that. It's one question that, because me not being from originally from the city, I'm still learning every day about just how much of a hold that go-go had on the city.
Oh,
Go-go is the heartbeat.
It had it.
It is. It's not a hole.
But let me tell you though, holla at us now.
Yeah. It's not a hole.
Talk
I
to
mean,
him,
you
Jay.
know,
Talk to
I
him.
mean, that's part of the culture. But as he said before, you know, they was doing. I mean, we all were doing music when it was considered Bama shit. Right. And I quote you directly on that.
Yes, you did.
Yes. Yeah. So you got to really think about that at that period of time. You know what I'm saying? And so for what they did, I mean, being like, come on, like, you know, trendsetters, torchbearers. Yeah.
And that's it. Oh, I'm sorry. So you talking about first and foremost, you talking about the front end of hip hop where nobody understood the concept of really being financially set off of it. So it was a fun thing for us. We were artists. We loved to do music. That's why we still do music. So we loved it from day one. So DC Go-Go had a hold on the city the way it was. And you got to understand, pre-internet, pre-all the social media, pre-all of the things, the hot, can we curse? The hot shit was in the Go-Go.
Yeah.
All right? You understand me? When the trends was set with the dope boys and everybody, the drug dealers and everybody in the Go-Go. You understand me? That's what the whole thing was. So when you was fly, that's how, if you from El Paso, you say you from the West Coast. If we went to anywhere in the side of the United States, I knew you was from DC by what you had on.
I could recognize your uniform.
Because we had our own style. We knew it from the door. You know what I mean? Now it's different. Like I said, it's everybody's. You know what I mean? You got kids 21 years old that don't even, believe it or not, even really listen to a lot of go-go. But they know they got their favorite rappers or want to be rappers. Unheard of at 21, unheard of.
Excuse me, Vex, can I add
Yes,
on
sir.
too?
Yes, sir.
Hey, we might want to fix that camera lens. I'm a little bit hot of it. Oh,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have did that.
You all right. They got you. What you were saying though?
Okay, yeah, man. Peace out to Chuck Brown, because we did a joint with Chuck Brown back in the day, man.
Yes, sir.
And,
Godfather soul.
And that's what's up, man. Rest in peace, Chuck, forever.
Yes, sir.
And everybody. Hey, man, it was once upon a time you couldn't even have a rap show without a go-go band there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you this, man. I love go-go. I'm go-go, the heartbeat of the city, man. I love it on everything. But don't be afraid, y'all. But I'm gonna say the real.
I ain't scared.
Hey, man, we would develop and grow a lot better if we did more original music and cut that beat so repetitious all the time. Just for the people that's not from around here. But other than that, man, I love it.
You know, it's funny you say about repetitious beat, because it's another city that has, you know, its own homegrown culture, New Orleans. With the bounce music, it's the same beat. You know,
And he got it from New York.
yeah, exactly. The first song,
The hip hop joint.
on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me that two, you know, primarily African American, you know, cities that have their style of music as part of culture, both have repetitious, you know, beats, and a lot of the music is also covered as well. It's like if you go to New Orleans, you'll hear a lot of, you know, cover music and reggae music. With reggae, particularly in the 90s, early 2000s, they call it rhythms. You could have 30 dancehall artists use the same rhythm for 2 years.
Yeah. No question.
So Questionmark Asylum, that's an interesting name, especially in the 90s. How did that name, who came up with, and what was the story behind the name?
Him did it.
You know where that came from, man. It was at a time where it was like Naughty by Nature, House of Pain, Tribe Called Quest. You know what I mean? So we needed that thing, and it sound rock and roll. And yeah. And
You wasn't gonna get it confused.
wasn't gonna get it confused. And I wish Fist was here because he said something way deeper. I just forgot what it was.
Yeah, that's all right. Shout out Fist Dog. We wish you was here.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna fade to the back.
It's all good.
I saw an interview that Diamond D did, Diamond D and Sakai Neurotics, and he was asked his first album was called Stunts, Blunts, and Hip Hop. He was asked like how that name came about, and he said, and it actually made sense. He said that was the hip hop version of Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll.
Yeah. We was when after he did that album and whatnot, he came down to Georgia, and we were in Georgia with our first or second record deal, and we were in Georgia with Diamond D and Big X. We was down in Darp Studios while he was working on his stuff, man. So shout out to Diamond D, baby.
Digging in the Crates crew, Bronx.
You mentioned your first record.
The whole Digging in the Crates crew.
Yeah, all of them.
Big L.
Big L, Fat Joe.
We went on
all
tour
of
with
them.
Big L. He reminded me of Kane. I don't know why.
I mean, both was nice. Both was nice. So you know.
Hey, I seen Big L rock. We went on tour with Shabba Ranks, and he rocked a Jamaican crowd. They was hitting. That's the first time I heard bottles hitting the side of a bar. Shit sound like gunshots.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
So you mentioned the first record deal. How old were you when y'all signed that first record deal?
We was still in high school, man. The way we got on, we was writing for a kid group, and they were on the soundtrack for the Bebe's Kid movie. Wow. So the record label, they were on Capitol Records, right? My bad. And the label, they heard the songs, and we had to give the songs to the label with us translating it, and then the kids would re-record it if the label approved. The label started intercepting it and said, "Nah, we want y'all." So they gave us the deal. That was deal number one.
Dirty. But it is what it is.
Dirty deal? It's a dirty game, baby.
Yeah, it's a dirty game.
Ah.
But speaking of other artists, Fist Dog, who not here again, him and another group member, Diggy Dom.
Diggy Doms, Outlaws Vegas out there.
They produced a guy by the name of Lil Zane.
Lil Zane.
Yeah.
They was on that.
Fist calling right now.
That's
Fist calling right now.
Put them on the speaker in the game.
We interviewing right now.
Oh, no, they was on the label with us. They was called Chronic. They was on RCA Caper with us and whatnot. Yeah. How you know this?
Okay, give me a second.
Who is he? He's the Black Nardwar. He's the Black Nardwar.
I told you, man, I'm a music fan. I told you that, man. I told you, man, I'm a music fan. I remember watching the video back in Hawaii, the little kids with the afros, you know what I'm saying? And I remember that.
But that wasn't the kid group we was writing for.
Okay.
Yeah. No. They was just on RCA before we got there. And then, they disappeared for a while, and then Zane came back. He wouldn't stop. And he linked back up with us and started doing production with Fist and Diggy. Mm-hmm. And they, it was crazy.
Boo.
I wish Fist was here. He could elaborate so much.
On the phone.
And he hung up.
Hang up. You ain't getting FaceTime or nothing?
Don't put me on the spot.
Never mind.
So how did y'all hook up with producer Rico Anderson?
Man,
Shout out Rico Anderson.
Shout out Rico. Let me tell you about Rico, man. We go back like hairline and shell toes. We was tied in Velcro. Look, we go back. I say we was rival crews back in high school. Name of his crew was called RDA. We was Questionmark, but we was street performers. We was performing in the monument. We was way more savage, though. Tell him I said that. and so he started work. Oh my God! Look at Shaq.
What this
That has nothing to do with the show. Okay. It fucked me up. It fucked me up. I said his eyebrows are
Why
back.
would he spray that on?
Look.
It goes back on show.
Yeah. Hey man,
Speaking
so hey, that's
Look at this.
cold-blooded,
Hairline
baby.
so far back. Y'all gotta get that. Hairline so far back as yesterday.
So far back,
Good
look
God
like a
Almighty.
neck.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
they say Stevie Wonder.
Hey.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Good
Anyway,
one.
shout out
Hey.
to Big D.
Rest in peace to Kobe Bryant and Gigi.
Already.
On love, straight
And
up.
all of the others that were lost.
Oh
in that.
man, Walona. I said Thelma. She fine too.
Yeah, Walona done.
But Walona,
She just passed.
why you take Walona? It could have been Bookman. That's for the older heads. I'm sorry.
Stop it. Yeah, why would you do that?
It could have been
He got
Buffalo.
family.
But all right, go ahead.
So you saying that y'all and Rico were in different groups, right?
Yeah, man. So he was on our first album, man. But nah. That's a brother of the crew, man. You know what I'm saying? We got our ins and outs, ups and downs, but we go back like forever. Matter of fact, I guess I was the second MC he was recording. It was probably like 3 of us, but I was probably the second. He told me his group MC was better than our group, but he works at Walmart.
Stop it.
I'm petty as shit.
He's gainfully
Right now.
employed.
That's my man. Second flavor. Ain't nothing wrong with Walmart. Fuck that.
So speaking of rivals and maybe a friendly competition, was there any competition between you all and Section 8 Mob, being that you all were the first 2 groups out of the DC area at the time?
Nah, man. Hey, man.
Oh, man.
Peace out
Shout
to
out
Big
Big
Liv.
Liv.
Man, look at here. Look.
Yeah.
All right, his name was Montana.
Yeah.
In the group, he was the big light-skinned heavyset dude, man. That was
God
our
bless
brother,
him,
man.
man.
Back in the day, he used to come over to the studio and just sit down there while we was recording, and before he even was rhyming. And yeah, that's on God.
Yeah, it wasn't never none of that rivalry with that.
No. Shit, it was only 2 of us. What we gonna
Shout
do?
out them.
Then Nonchalant came, but shit.
Yeah. Shout out Nah.
Hey, look,
That's
ain't
the
no
system.
lonelier feeling when you an artist and you out of town and it's just y'all. Word. Yeah, look.
Yeah, that camaraderie y'all have being from the same city. So did y'all link up with Nonchalant earlier? Did y'all work with her?
It was hit and miss. It was hit and miss and whatnot, but we would do shows. We'd be on the same shows. We did a show, matter of fact, with Shaq and them up at what's that name of that? Triples? Is it
Triples?
No, not Triples. It's here. 3 floors on that. There ain't no Triples. There ain't no Triples, man.
It was Triples.
Was it Triples?
It was Triples. Branch Avenue. Triples.
Was it in the city or?
I was in the city, man. Long story short, my bag, I got distracted.
DC Live?
No. It was the Ritz.
Oh,
It was the Ritz.
Ritz,
My bag.
Oh yeah, the Ritz.
Are
Yeah.
you gonna say Maryland, DC?
Yeah.
Downtown.
You said Triples. I know one Triples.
Jesus Christ. All the clubs.
It was hit and miss. It was hit and miss and whatnot, but we would do shows. We'd be on the same shows. We did a show, matter of fact, with Shaq and them up at what's that name? Triples. Is it Triples? No, not Triples. It's here. 3 floors on that. It was Triples. It was a Triple. It was Triple.
Branch Avenue.
Was it in the city or?
I was in the city, man. Long story short, my bag.
Trying to think of the name
No.
of
It was the Ritz.
Are you gonna say Maryland, DC?
So how'd y'all hook up with Eric Summer for the Eric Summer remix of Look Away?
Oh man, we was in Georgia, and that was when EPMD broke up. Yeah, that's when they broke up and he had to slide down that joint. So he was in DARP with us, and he started working with Illegal and You know what I'm saying? So we had a nice relationship with Eric, man. Shit, he let us drive his truck. Yeah. He cool, man. He cool. He real people's though. I tell you this. He told us about game back in the day before game. Yeah. On mothers.
No, it's funny you said game when we have an artist nowadays like Megan Thee Stallion, who's going through a little bit of contractual, misunderstandings. So when y'all come in the 90s when, we're hearing rumors now how bad contracts was kind of the norm at that time.
You disappear.
You said, what?
You disappear.
How was it for you all? Did you have somebody in your ear to steer you from, certain contracts or for certain executives in the industry?
When we touched down originally, man, it was like those from here, from nowhere to go there, because it was like nobody did it before. So everything we did, it was nothing to lose. It was nothing to lose. Shoot, we signed our original contracts, man. I miss prom. My girlfriend left me. I miss prom because I was on a plane going to Georgia to sign our contracts, man.
Real business. Business is business. It is what it is.
I ain't gonna be petty.
Listen, even the greats work on Christmas. So.
Yeah, man. But it's cutthroat though. I like the game better now though, because it's more hands-on. Back then we had a manager, so we was being guided. But now it's us, man. It's us.
Sheesh. It's a lot of us.
Man.
Yeah.
Man.
It's tough.
But you all are definitely more in control of your destiny nowadays. Is that correct?
Oh, now, yeah.
No.
We grown men now.
We grown men. We do whatever we want to do.
Look at here, man. I'm going to tell you like this. I know my brother be so about it, but, man, when we lay down game out here, man, we come from the heart. And I tell the youngins this, too. Would you be an MC if it was for free? Not saying that do it for free, but is it really what you love? Or you just doing it for a thing? You know what I'm saying? And time will tell. And sometimes they tell us, man, we crazy and whatnot, because they like, man, y'all old. But look at here, man. When you die, you dead. As long as you alive and you feel it, you better live, Slim.
You better know it.
You know what I'm saying? That's on God.
You get one life.
You got one life.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying? And then again, more so than that, don't allow nobody to tell you when you supposed to die. Fuck
no
'em.
expiration date on this thing.
Yeah.
Why would it be?
New single.
Oh, yeah. The new single, Whoa Nelly, coming out real soon. I think y'all getting ready to hear it on the show. So, yeah, we still jamming. Ain't nothing changed. Working on a mini movie.
On God.
Yeah. So, and it's...
Yeah, Dre, you ain't know that.
Yeah.
Ah!
See, I got excited.
He in it, though. He in it.
Listen, I want to tell him what the name of it is, but I don't know. Are we going to stay with that
Stop
name?
it. Don't do it.
Okay.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Let the ink dry.
Okay.
Hey, real quick. Whoa, Nelly, we did like 3 shows last year.
Fuck 'em all.
Yeah.
And the response, yeah, like it's really real. I'm glad that y'all about to come out that
I know
joint.
he missed us.
Ah.
I know he missed us.
But no, the joint, like every joint that we did, man, I mean, it really transcends, and it's really like, it really shows as far as like what they have, you know what I'm saying, their ability, their depth. It's the joint is hot, man.
I've heard it. I like it. It's definitely a party starter. Yeah.
It got that vibe. Yeah. It got that vibe, and that's what I love about him. You know what I'm saying? It got that vibe.
Let me say something too. And keep in mind though, when we do what we do, we don't try and impose ourselves into this groove. They invite us in because they like it. It's the sauce. That's what they call it.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we did the record with Dre, who don't know, Raise the Bar, featuring Kenilworth. Kenilworth, Katrina.
Oh man,
and
tell them
Nonchalant.
about that right there.
Yeah. He produced that joint, so it's out there on all platforms. Go download it. That's available. Like I said, we fully independent, man. We constantly working, and we working on projects now. Like I said, we dropping a single, working on the movie.
This is our promotions, man.
Working on the movie. We doing up some other acting gigs that you'll see coming up in the summer. So it's some things going on.
Yeah. Hey man, Vex humble though, but he an actor. He the actor of the group. He just not bald head for nothing. He Medea ready. Oh, is that Medea? What's it? Tyler Perry ready? Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. Pull from the stars, y'all. Pull from the stars.
We ready to work with Tyler. Whoever. Yeah, all
man.
of them. Spike,
for real.
all of them.
That's for real though. Pull them strings and make it rain.
What's this? Jordan Peele? Holla at me. We need that next film.
Hey, and you know something too, even though we do this, man, we've also learned, man, if you're not presented with opportunities, create your own.
There you go.
Because for real and everything I love, we all we got.
Yo, I wanted to ask you this, like, to be out in the 90s and now it's 2020, you know what I'm saying? Looking back, like this is shit we saw in the movies,
wild,
right?
Man.
This is shit we saw in the movies, like, right?
Marty McFly out there, man.
Looking back on your career and then still be surviving in the industry and still producing music, you know what I'm saying, putting music out there. In retrospect, are there any things that y'all would have done differently about your careers?
Yeah. I mean, for us, you got to understand what he even talked about opportunity and seizing the moment and just understanding business better. You know, just all of the artists that we were able to encounter and you know, you look at artists like Jay-Z. I mean, without a shadow, he's the pillar. He's the top of the food chain. He's a billionaire. You know what I mean? So I remember being on the plane with him, you know, just kicking it. We all on there, and he was trying to get my man, shout out DJ Cool, he was trying to sign him at one time. And it's just, you look back at things like, you know, stuff we was doing and, you know, opportunities that you could have maybe turned into more opportunity and, you know, just done things just different. What exactly? I could talk for 2 hours just trying to figure out what exactly.
Let me tell you what I would do.
Talk to him.
I gotta shake my head sometimes because I think about some shit I done said and then I think about some shit I'm gonna say. I shake my head. Hey man, but if I had the opportunity to do some things over, man, I'd have planted more seeds around me. You know, it's just, I guess, sprinkle more opportunity because the seeds and struggle be the shades and the paid. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you struggling, give opportunity to those that are struggling. Yeah. So maybe I said it wrong, Dre. Help me, Dre. You help me, Dre. Okay, all right. Look at here. All right. And when you up, sprinkle seeds. Because it may be a day when you in a drought and them seeds will grow and be the shade you need.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you ain't paid. You know what I'm saying? Or you need, because you see them coming down, coming up.
Oh, no question.
So respect everybody. No question. That's the word.
No question.
Have any of the newer DC artists kind of like just thank y'all for, opening the door, for making DC hip hop a reality?
Nah,
man, we get love.
Nah, you get love. We get love.
You get love, but it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing that you gonna hit my Cash App about.
Right. And when you talk about newer artists and what new, like what? New in the last 5 years, last 10 years, last 15 years? How new? Because if you talk about anybody over the last 4-5 years, they don't really know who we are. For real. They don't
speak for yourself.
Well, this guy. But I mean, I'm talking about at the level of understanding.
You're talking about the babies.
At the understanding the level of what it took to even get you where you at. Like I talk about, it's easy now.
But is that ever appreciated?
And then some do. I know we know
something. Hey man.
You know what's gonna happen? It's gonna be sadly one of those situations that you may get your flowers if you're no longer here.
Man, let me tell you something.
That's fine.
I don't give a damn about this shit. It's about the new. Fuck what you did. You can't drive staring in the rear view. You got to look out the windshield. That's why we still here, man.
Right.
It's all about what's next. Because if you don't say that, that's what they're going to ask you.
True
yeah,
story.
and with the internet, all this shit old in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Microwave music.
So evolve.
Microwave.
I remember when y'all first came out, like I alluded to at the beginning, of all the fun that you were having, even with your newer songs, Learn Today, and Whoa Nelly, I still hear the fun in that. Was that a conscious decision?
Hell yeah.
Did you
know
see
what?
Eat the Cake? Have you seen the Eat the Cake video? Black Jackson and Vex Travolta. Y'all ain't seen the video?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I
yeah.
haven't
See, that's when we talking about having fun. That's what we like to do.
You threw me off.
I'm sorry, but but he probably.
And I was just saying, with the fun that it appeared that you all had, was that a conscious decision? Like, this is how we're going to be?
Yes, it was a conscious decision because on our come up, we had different experience and different upbringings. So we saw the organic, real thing of gangster. Oh man, you know what I mean? I mean, the real ain't got to fake it. For real. And be careful of those that don't pump it, because them the ones that'll do it. So we grew up in that world, man. That's nothing. We want to smile and have fun. Everybody in the ghetto trying to get out, baby. So if you see him mugging with some money in his pocket, send him to me. On God.
Yeah.
On God.
But I'm gonna tell you, man, so I'm from New York, born and raised, and I remember when Look Away came out, and it was like, when I saw the video, I was like, these dudes is really like, it was just like, yo, because we was talking about the fun. It was like, y'all was like having so much fun in the video. I was like, it was just like the dancing, the partying, it was just like, damn. Y'all really having fun, like, cause normally, like in New York around the time, it was just like that's what everybody's getting to, like, yeah, nigga, they grimy and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody smiling, nigga. Like, it's like y'all up there, like, yeah, got the you're saying like smoothness with the joints. I'm like, y'all have some things in the video too,
but that's confident in yourself. That's confidence in yourself, man.
Who don't have fun? I mean, the hardest dude in America, you have fun. Like, you don't go home and mug your wife. Like,
Or your mama.
Or your kids.
Looking at that baby saying, you little motherfucker, I should feed you.
Yeah, I mean, you have fun, you know what I mean? But don't get it twisted.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but,
I remember members of Ice Cube's crew, after he did Taves a Good Day, like, but you make gangster rap. Like, I want to have a good day. I want to, crews to like the top down sometimes. Do I have to be gangster all the time?
You know what I learned? You know what I learned back in the day. Be careful what you say on wax, because that's what come to the front row of your show. On God. For real. So yeah. We wanted a nice texture at our set.
Bunch of hard heads out front.
Yeah. They mess it up for the girls.
If the girls not there, the dudes ain't coming. So that's for sure. So when y'all left DC is torn, but say particularly going to New York, how were y'all perceived as a DC hip hop group?
Let me tell you, they loved it. They never seen nothing from DC no how. Except EU.
Right. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
Sugar Bear now.
Nope. They saw DC Scorpio. Stop playing with my man.
Oh yeah, Scorp.
Stop playing with my man. And Fat Rodney. Stop playing with my man.
Well, I mean, Stinky Dink.
Stinky Dink too.
My man $100 had a one track.
The Riggedy Raw one.
Oh yeah.
Alright. Hey, Tony Blunt. Oh,
Give them what they want. Oh yeah, don't give. You doing too much. Anyway.
The other thing I was gonna ask you is the way y'all were flowing, having fun, just out there, kind of just. Did y'all ever get any comparisons like, y'all kind of like the Far Side?
Say it, man. Come on, man. Let me tell you, it was wild, right? We ain't really here. I mean, it was 4 members. One of them was light skinned, so that put us in the bucket. And we danced, so that put us in the bucket. But it was like, we met up with the Far Side. Linked up with them, made sure. It was down in D.C. I think it was at Club Z or some shit like that or something. It was in the alley or something. So, we was moving. They was kind of standoffish, but I made myself, look here. Look. And I which one was it? The one with the, No, not Amani. No, not the fat lip. The other one with the bush. Booty Brown, yeah. The one with the snake tattoo joint. So yeah, I hollered at man, but it wasn't no thing between us. But I was like, God damn, it feels like we need to fight. But it wasn't that though, man. So.
Yeah, no, because see the thing is, it wasn't like it wasn't like you or them were copying each other's style. It was a frequency, it was a vibe that y'all had.
But you know something, man, I miss that now, cause then it was no biting. You can't even look, you smell like each other. Fuck that, you're biting. You know what I'm saying? No similarities or nothing like that. Even, cause actually we was out before the Far Side. But they saw the light of day though first. But we was signed and all that shit. Where you going, man? Vex selling albums.
It seemed like a lot of, particularly mainstream. I don't want to make a blanket statement about all new hip hop, but a lot of the mainstream rappers, it seems like they're going out of their way to sound like the next mainstream rapper on the radio. Yeah, that cookie cutter.
Yeah,
I mean that's that whole conveyor belt type of thing, and that's also
it's like that now.
Right, but that's corporate America, right? You know what I mean? We latch on to the next big thing because they know that's what is working, and we don't have to put money into it, so we're going to keep producing the same thing. And the beautiful thing about like when we think about like the golden era of hip hop, you can go to a show, and what you get at a show? You get like a Tribe of De La, you know what I'm saying? You get like a Slick Rick, but then nestled in there, you get some gangster rap, you know what I'm saying? So you might get like a Ice Cube, you might get a Too Short, you know what I'm saying?
Status quo type of
You might get an EPMD, and you're right. So right. So for me, like you know what I'm saying, as far as my experience with hip hop, I saw that. Like, my family's from New York and Chicago, Mount Vernon, Southside Chicago. So when I used to go to Southside Chicago, that's what I saw. And that was the beautiful thing. We don't got that now. Well, it exists, but as far as what's being prevalent and what's being put in front of everybody, it's the same thing. So, I look at, the comment like what young M.A. made a couple of weeks ago about R&B. And it's because, unfortunately, this is the real. When it comes to music, the real is that for our generation, not the younger ones, they do not factor us as far as being important, right? Because we got responsibility, we got kids, and a lot of times what happens, you gonna go out and you gonna look at your Redmans and all those people, you know what I'm saying? Or you either gonna look at their new music, or you gonna go back and look at the old. You ain't, cause what you say? I ain't got time or whatever. You see what I'm saying? Young kids is like what they just, they looking at. Yeah, right. And so because of that, they see what's going on, and they're like, all right, this is what's hot. We just gonna keep on feeding, and so that's what's happening.
Hey, you got to be careful. Of the media is a weapon too, man. Yeah. They try to influence the impressionable, man, and it's a cookie cutter thing. That's how they feed the human warehouse system, baby. You know about that, baby? Yeah.
It's something that Cardi B said. I've said this a couple times on different shows because I think it's important. It's probably one of the most real statements I've heard in a long time. With all the backlash that a lot of the mainstream hip hop gets, you say, well, if you all have so much problem with the music we're making, why are the artists you grew up listening to, why aren't their albums going platinum? If Coogee Rap makes a new album, why is he going platinum? Why are y'all supporting him like y'all bashing me?
Because you don't hear Coogee Rap on the radio 30 times a day.
Not at all.
Your program.
No, you're not gonna do it. And a lot of times, like
radio program.
And shout out G-Rap. But if a G-Rap was to put a record out right now, how many people would even know it? You understand me? He's not gonna have the same budget.
But
He's
let
not
me
gonna
ask
have
you
that
this
Megan Thee
though. Hey,
Stallion
hey,
budget.
Vex. Let me ask you this though. What's the subject matter of G-Rap when he does release?
Well, I mean, we go back and forth about that. I'm just using.
It
that
doesn't
name.
matter to me.
No,
I don't
no.
give a fuck.
I'm just
G-Rap
using-
rocks.
It ain't even got to be G-Rap.
Talk like sex.
Artist X, fill in the
Road
blank.
to riches.
You know what I mean? Artist X, fill in the blank.
sorry.
It don't even matter.
Help me
I'm
calm
saying other cats don't have the same budget, ain't gonna have the same push. You're not gonna go over to radio station X, Y, and Z, walk in, they play a record, put you in rotation with, you know what I mean, everything the older artists aren't. So to answer her question is, it's the way the machine is set up. Is why the older artist is not gonna get that level of anything. So when I use an older artist, a guy like a Jay-Z, for instance, he'll drop a record and get it, but he got the machine.
But how so?
He is the machine.
Yeah. So how
you know what I
Fat
mean?
Joe get it?
He's got the machine.
I
He's
agree.
in there. He got the machine. Yeah, they got. It's certain cats that's.
Hey man, Fat Joe
got the
real one
machine.
too. We went on the road with the Loonies with Fat Joe.
How was that? How was that with the Loonies and Fat Joe? How was that?
I was scared to death.
Good people. Good people though.
They do you want me? I ain't gonna.
Now, Eddie, you mentioned you said, but what about Kool G Rap's content? What did you mean by that? The content part?
Well, the lyrics are R.A.W. by my mentor Big Daddy Kane. They might not fly like they did back then. Now, you know what I mean? Or you know, it has to be innovating and new. You know what I mean? But or you gotta finesse and re-freak the wheel some way, somehow. The texture's changed out here.
So not to disagree with you, because I hear where you're coming from, but again, it still go back to the machine. Because if the machine today,
How many people want to hear hardcore?
check this out, I'm about to explain.
I love hardcore.
If the machine would take today,
M.O.P.
and I'm gonna go left field on an example. If the machine today decided to take paper and tear it up on a track and play it 30,000 times a day, before you know it, there's the next dude behind doing the tear up paper joint, because they just keeping up with what the machine put out there.
It's called sheeple.
It's not about, exactly. So it's not about the content. The content, when you look at it, the content has relatively been the same to some degree, going all the way up. If you was to listen to Amigos record, to a NWA record, you know, whoever, the content relatively in certain instances is all the same. It's
But
just
you know
the
something?
delivery's different. How the music is done a little bit different.
Hey, Vex. Let me elaborate on that with you. It's easier for the powers that be to influence a younger crowd. Once you become older, you start developing your principles and morals and becoming who you are.
Right, true.
A younger demographic is more impressionable.
Oh yeah, no question.
So therefore, shit, if you want to poison the water, give it to the baby.
Real talk.
So we've had this discussion online and offline many times about the artists that we grew up with, you know, in the 80s and the 90s, still pretty much talking about the same thing they did in the 80s and the 90s. And the consensus is no different than Al Pacino, who's 75, 70 plus, still playing a gangster. Now, Rob De Niro, the Irishman, you know, the Irishman, Rob De Niro, who's 75, almost 80 himself, playing the hitman. So what's the difference between seeing Rob De Niro, Pesci, killing people on screen at 75, 80, and Ice Cube doing shows at 55 talking about busting his gat? Is there a difference?
They have the machine to do it, and they know how to do it eloquently. You know what I mean? They know how to do it where it meshes for who they are. Like, you know what I mean? You talk about De Niro and Pacino and Pesci. When you see them, like, that's what almost I want to see. Like, I want to see them in their gangster roles. You know what I mean? I don't want to see Joe Pesci crying. I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? I don't want to see, you know, I don't want to see Pacino trying to be, well, actually, I take that back, because Pacino is absolutely funny in the right setting. He does do it in the right, yeah.
Hey, man,
right,
what you act on, Vex? Tell them your resume, man. Stop playing that
Oh,
bullshit,
man,
talking all this
sheesh.
actor talk. Give somebody some
Well,
feedback.
I've done theater. We did the 70. Going back to, I've been on The Wire. I've been on Murder, the TV show Murder, CBS. I've done.
They love casting that man
For
as
My
the
Man
police.
On what's that? TV One. Sheesh.
Hold on. Hey, hold on, man. Hold on. Let me tell them this quick story. One time, Vex hooked it up for TV One, right? And I was supposed to play a detective on that motherfucker. I called my mom. I said, "Mom, I'm gonna be on BET TV One, ma." Man, I was in that motherfucker moving shit like this. I was moving shit, figuring out the crime, right? The fucker came out, all they showed was my hand. Look, right? I said, my mother called and said, "I ain't see you in there, baby." I said, "They showed my hand." My mama said that was the best hand in the movie. You better know it,
Mom. That was the best hand. You did good, baby. Yeah, but that was your hand, though, baby. That's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Like, stop doing the crime. I see you.
So now it's 2020. Y'all working on some. Just tell us a little bit more about some more future projects y'all got going on, and then that's just currently. Where do y'all see yourselves? Let's say, do you have a 5-10 year vision for Questionmark and individually?
Wow.
Elaborate on it,
Well,
Vex.
currently, like I said, we independent, so for the most part, we take things. We usually do like a plan where we work out every year what we want to complete each year to year, what we going to do. And like right now, we starting to do our own film, so we'll be able to do more films, get other artists involved, be more creative on that side of things. I would love to have our film in Sundance, Cannes, stuff like that, and continue to do music. I mean, it just won't stop. It's the same train. And like I said, do more movies independently as well as with the powers that be. So, I mean, just work, man.
Would you ever sign with a major again?
Situationally, it would probably be a joint venture of some kind. It wouldn't be like signing just as regular artists. We have our own imprint, so.
Hell, if I can get a deal, man, so I ain't got to keep pressing these T-shirts up. Fuck these people! Fuck them! Shit, make the motherfuckers pay studio time. Hey, man, look, right? I want to give a shout out to my, man, I've been cussing this whole interview. I'm going to give a shout out to my daughters, Renelle and Marcia.
Yep.
You know, the black GGs is what I call them. My daughter, she got a project releasing and whatnot. Her name L.A. Man, it scares me to death.
It's good.
Y'all know, hey man, I said, go to school, shorty. She said, "This is what I want to do, daddy." I said, "God, it's me again." So I ain't got no choice, but you know the difference.
Did it?
But the difference is, you know how some parents be like, "Oh, my baby cute," and they be ugly. Shorty can blow. She can sing. I don't pause. She can sing. Yeah. Man, the world's terrible. I gotta do that. Right. Look, man, but man, that's part. Hey, she's part of the family. Right. She's part of the family. You'll start seeing her on stage soon too. Huh?
She gonna be featuring any of your projects?
Yeah,
no question.
Yeah. Hey man, she nice. She a more improved version of me.
So, you know, it's interesting, and I don't really get to have that conversation or hear that side of a lot of artist stories. How, because, you know, y'all grown men now, you know what I'm saying? You said y'all started when y'all was in high school. How has, like, family life growing into, like, parenting and shit, how has that impacted your music and also evolved you? You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, just like when you say with gangster music, it's nothing but subject matter and content. And for real, us as artists and entertainers and as MCs, don't be afraid to grow. People love that 444 because he talk grown man. Come on, man, we can't be kicking those 16 forever. I mean, I like to cut up. You know, but hey man, you got to talk about more than that, man, because for real, Hey, man, it's real out here. You looking like a fool just talking about your chain in your car. You know what I'm saying? They got shit out here. This motherfucker, he sneeze on you, you gone.
Corona.
Yeah, hey, right? Yeah, and you talking about some shoes. Word. And so, I mean, man, it's about elevation and growth, man. Shit, if you want to see hip-hop growing up, fuck with Questionmark. Shit, man, we got real life shit, man. Get into depth. Fuck it, ain't just about parties. Yeah. You get to know us, man. We tell you real life, man, and for real, man, we for the Look at my jacket. Can you see that? Can you see that? Can you? Am I my brother's keeper, man? Because us, man, we want to contribute to the culture and our people, man. It's black, brown, yellow, everything underneath the umbrella. You know what I'm saying? Who rock out the crayon box? Fuck with us, man.
Also, growing up, you know what I'm saying, in D.C. and seeing it change, like, you know, like you said, from the 90s to now, gentrification is a big thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, can any of y'all talk on the changes you've seen and how you think that's just kind of impacted the city and you?
Look here, man, the crack era was a ploy. It brought down property value just so they come and buy shit, man, and kick the whole neighborhood out to build a Starbucks.
If you can trick them, you can beat them.
Yeah.
We got tricked.
Or they'll get rid of a grocery store that feeds a whole community to build a Planet Fitness. Fuck you talking about?
Man, shit mean.
Yeah. Hey, check out Royce 5'9" album, man. He'll have you thinking about that. He'll have you thinking different about that ice cream truck. Fuck with me.
Shout out Royce the 5'9".
Yeah.
You know, real quick, we can't forget to shout out Pure Lounge for allowing us to do this interview with Questionmark Asylum during their Time Capsule Tuesday. So definitely shout out to Pure Lounge, you know, for that. Vex, you talked about all the acting that you were doing, are doing. Before joining the group, what's your history like with the group before you joined?
Talk that real shit, I give you permission.
Well, I wasn't always a rapper.
Don't worry about record sales. Don't worry about them. Tell them, Vex. Tell them.
You know, I've done a thing or two. My resume is. I also was in a group called the Underachievers. Shout out my man Black and Who Craze. We were independent, and we was always brothers. It's how we always hooked up with the whole question mark scenario. So I've been doing music since the 90s. Did the whole street life. Whatever.
Oh, man.
He want me to get deep. It ain't not.
I got you. See, that go back. I'm going to tell you
know
something.
what I mean? We done done this.
Look, tell me am I wrong, Vex? This is between me and him. We come from a place where before all this camera stuff was cool, it wasn't cool to take pictures. You take pictures at a fucking photo shoot.
Right.
Everything else is off camera and off the record.
Yeah.
So kind of, you know, even with us being a little older, sometimes I got to relax. I got to tell them that. Just relax.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Hey, man, if you got into the season and the organics of us, man, you fuck with us more because the shit we don't say be the shit that be the good shit.
Right. It's just like you got to read between the lines. If you wasn't there, you wasn't there.
But it disappears with history when you do that
well,
shit.
you know, those who know.
And behind that line, I sit back.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's bigger than Nino Brown. Shit.
Really. And that's that. Now, I'm going to leave it right there.
Okay, all right, we'll leave it at that. Eddie, man, how was it opening up for Bootsy Collins?
Hey, man, let me give a shout out to Bootsy. Hey, man, at the highlight peak of all we was doing, we thought we was killing shit. We brought Bootsy out on the road with us, right? And we said, oh, man, we gonna fuck it up. We just dragged Bootsy out there, right? We out there performing, stage big as fuck. We sweating, we running over here. All of a sudden, Bootsy Park came up. He said, "Bro, baby mama." The crowd said, I said, shit. And he walked out with the Godzilla boots and the guitar, and he just said, "Ah," and did this. The crowd went crazy. I said, shit, he ain't even sweating.
Legendary.
Legendary, forever Bootsy. Forever Bootsy. I'm a descendant of Bootsy, P-Funk. Fuck it, Questionmark, and our fifth member. Fuck you say.
I tell you, you know, growing up in the West and listening to a lot of West Coast, you know, hip hop, you know, the West was built on Bootsy, Parliament, Funkadelic, Roger, and Zapp. So, you know, I'm 5 years old, you know, hearing, you know what I'm saying, Much Is For Your Love, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what made Dre and all them. They took that whole P-Funk and made it a empire. Like, yeah.
Now, I know you said that y'all family with Andre, but Andre, how did you all get to go beyond family to DJing and producing for, you know?
We suffered. Ain't that right, Dre?
I mean, as far as my association with the group, I started building with Eddie. I met Eddie on IG, right? And we were just building. I've been trying to find the right record to get him on there. So I had a project called Definition of Doubt, and we did a song on there. So that's kind of like where it started.
What was the first song that you produced for them?
The first song we did, it was on my album. It was called Basura, Trash. Yeah, so. Right. yeah, it's called Basura. And so that was how we initially like linked up. And so when they like, yo, we need something, and he heard a joint I was doing. It was like in November I said I'm gonna do this 30-day beat challenge. I was doing beats every day. He was like, that's mine. So I was like, all right. And then I gave it to him, and then, you know, a couple of months later we linked up. It was a real cool session because it was us, it was Zanon. Shout out to Kenworth Katrina, and that started that process. So I did that with that, and then the fellas had asked me, you know, like, yo, can he spin with us with at the shows, and so that's pretty much how the association happened. So in that capacity, if they need me, you know, I come in. Yeah, I DJ for Non as well. So shout out to Nonchalant.
No.
So, yeah. So, you know, anything that they need me for, I'm there for them.
Hey, tell them Kenworth Katrina new shit.
Oh yeah. If y'all ain't heard that new Kenworth, woo.
Support female.
Yeah.
Support the Fem MC.
Matter of fact,
Hold up, man. Let me say something.
Matter of fact, I was supposed to be working on her website right now. I was supposed to upload the video.
What you doing the interview?
Her new single is called Nobody Knows. My man Heavy Artillery. Yeah. Let me know. My man Heavy Artillery beats to that joint, but the song is crazy. I'm trying to figure out how they got into that spot to film the video.
Right, in the church.
The church. I'm looking at this joint like, yo, it's like the cathedral, all this stuff. I'm looking like, yeah, she hit me up today. She was like, yeah, Dre, I need you to so I do websites. So she's like, yeah, I need my new videos on my website. So
Let me tell you something, man. Give a shout out to female MCs, man.
Yeah.
Look at here. Do you remember
Pioneers.
that cookie cutter shit I was talking about? Look at here, man. You ain't got to be that way. It's a whole spectrum of female MCs. Now, I'm not saying now. Look at here. Fuck all that. I said what I said. You ain't got to be like that. Look at here. It's a different spectrums. And if you want your art form to grow, don't just be like everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Ashley Brown, who has a...
You know I was telling. Hold up.
By the way.
Hey. Shout out.
Like I said.
Damn it.
Yeah, man. You know, it's sometimes it can be stagnating for the female MCs. And I tell you, I know that because I got daughters. And I makes my daughters rhyme. You want to eat? Okay. You want to eat? It's like I'm playing with you. Don't call them.
So unfortunately, man, you know, we have a great show. Time flies so by. You don't realize how fast it's going. We definitely appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming on. Please let folks know where they can find you and want to put some money in your pocket. Just
Questionmark Asylum on all the social media platforms. That's Questionmark, all one word, Asylum, ASYLUM.
Yeah.
Come follow us, mess with us, man. All of our music is available for download. You can go on any of those platforms, iTunes, Spotify, all those. Go check us out, Questionmark Asylum. Mess with us, man. We're doing it 2020 and beyond.
Any projects you got coming up?
Yes, Whoa Nelly.
Oh no.
Look out for that video.
What you want to hear on our
What
show?
you gonna hear?
Yeah.
You get right here, and we gonna have it, and we gonna come back. Can we bring the video back when we do it? Can we bring the video back to y'all when we do it?
Yeah.
We gonna bring y'all gonna see the video soon, and we gonna come back, and it's gonna be a fun video. Y'all gonna love that. That's what it is.
Can I give them game one last time? Cause this is all I got to say, and I'm gonna leave it alone.
GAME.
If you wanna solve 70 to 75% of all problems in the world, treat people how you want to be treated.
Church.
All right. And of course, you can catch us here every Saturday at 12 noon, Scratch Vision. If you want to reach us, you can reach us at the Gemix DMV. That's the Gemix DC, Maryland, Virginia at gmail.com. The Gemix DMV on Instagram. The Gemix on Twitter. And follow our Facebook group, / the Gemix. And we out of here. Peace.
Yes, sir.